And we're back, YouTube, right? So I realized I haven't really gave y'all a recent video about tips on how I maintain my breakage when it comes to type 4 hair. So I'm gonna, this is what this video gonna be about. So if I look down, it's because I have notes, because I don't wanna forget nothing. So the main thing with type 4 hair, right, even though, like I said, I hate the name type 4 hair, it's really type 1 hair. It came first, put some respect on it. But type 1 hair, right? The main thing about it is it already grows, right? So don't focus, you know how everybody like, oh, hair growth oil, hair growth vitamin, hair growth, growth, right? It's mainly length retention. I'm pretty sure you heard this before, right? The hair is gonna grow. It's about maintaining the strands you already have, which usually come from the fact that the strands break. That's the only thing. The strands break from, a lack of things or a lot of things, right? And things that can be lack of, such as moisture, protein, you not having the proper products, or you not handling your hair with care, things of that nature. Okay, so one of the things that I feel like a lot of people glance over when it comes to breakage with type 4 hair is tight hairstyles, right? Like, I get it. I love our braids, our Barbie ponytails, our slick backs, and everything that our hair can do, right? It's just that these tight styles can cause traction alopecia because it's a lot of stress on the hair follicle, right? Because the hair follicle assumes it's in danger, so it becomes inactive and, doesn't grow hair there for your safety, And then you have the fact that not only is it just, tight on the hair follicle, but it's also tight on the strand itself. So, when you go to blow dry, anyway, like I was saying, if you go to blow dry, comb, or handle the hair, it's more brittle, more fragile, so it breaks off. So you just want to avoid any tight hairstyles where, like, if you can't turn your head, if you can't move your neck, if you got red bumps or your scalp is inflamed, you gotta take an Advil. If you gotta do those things, lay off of the hairstyle. And I also will be plugging in my TikTok and stuff for those who want to see more of my hair. And plus, it's easier to post on TikTok and my Instagram too, because why not? But anyway, so my next tip is that being gentle with this type of hair, right? So I want you to treat 4C hair like you would a child, like you would silk, like you would the last chocolate chip cookie from the chocolate chip god himself, right? Treat this hair like you actually care about it, right? Our hair is very infinite in nature, and that's due to the shrinkage, or that's due to the fact that all the bends and coils in our hair. But because it has a lot of bends and coils, this makes it more susceptible to breakage because, it has a lot of ways that it could break at, because the outer layer of our hair can't lay completely flat because it's bending so much. So treat this hair like you would, like I said, silk, like you would a baby, like just fragile, delicate. So this means when you detangle your hair, preferably use your fingers. Use something with slip like flaxseed gel. Thoroughly detangle your hair before you shampoo it, so you don't gotta do nothing else. Same with blow dry it. Thoroughly detangle it before you blow dry it. Don't go over your hair 5,000 times with a blow dryer so it's super, super straight. Unless you just want that. But it's unnecessary, you don't really have to. If you do use a comb, make sure it's a wide tooth comb, or make sure it's a good comb that is flexible and doesn't cause type 4 hair a lot of breakage. I'll probably insert some pictures of my combs that I've tried. I haven't tried a lot. I mainly use my fingers. But that's what I mean by being gentle. Like, there's just a lot of different ways to be gentle. Like, for example, not putting an excessive amount of gel on the hair. Taking your time with each section and parting it. Like, there's just so many ways and different things when I say being gentle. So you know what that means, right? By your lifestyle. If you know you are too rough when it comes to combing or slick backs or putting so much gel on your edges, be gentle, ease up, right? And the last general, I guess, tip or statement I will, talk about is protective styles and lack of moisture, right? So We already talked about, like I just said, the other things that can cause breakage on top of, you know, like lack of protein. So if you don't do a protein treatment or something, right? But even then, your lack of protein, so needing to do a protein treatment, would usually come from the fact of you're doing something that wears down your hair a lot over time, if that makes sense. Or some people may need that extra boost because of genetics. Again, I'm not a trichologist, so I'm not here to say what is definitively right or wrong. But I noticed that I don't have to use a lot of protein because I'm not doing anything to wear my hair down, if that makes sense. But anyway, so the last tidbit or segment that I will give you is protective stylings and moisturizing type 4 hair. So type 4 hair, typically I've noticed in its natural, like shrunken state, will lose moisture after about 3 days, 3-4 days, if moisturized and sealed properly. So, you know, you want to just notice after you wash your hair, wait a few days and keep touching your hair every single day, and notice by that 3rd or 4th day, does it dry out? If it doesn't, then maybe you don't have to do nothing. But if it does, okay, then what's your moisture routine? I've noticed that I keep my hair stretched, therefore, well, really thereby in a protective style, because my hair is stretched and I mostly am wearing a protective style. My moisture or water levels in my hair stay longer. So, you know, I'll always advocate for keeping type 4 hair stretched and keeping it in a protective style in a sense of twist braids, no added hair extensions. But you can still access your scalp and your hair strands. So you can still moisturize with water, wash if you need to, oil, unravel, tangle a section if need be. Like, you still have access to every single thing. It's just protected and secure. So keeping the hair stretched. I do braids or twists when I keep my hair stretched. So that's my protective style. So they kind of go hand in hand. And then keep your hair moisturized. So like I said, if my hair is stretched, it stays moisturized for longer. So I usually make sure I detangle, add my shea butter. That's the last thing I add is my shea butter. And then seal it, you know, put it away with a braid or a twist. And usually my hair is good for a couple of weeks. So those are just some tips that you may have missed, or things that you may have need to rehear about type 4 breakage, because again, this hair is not hard. It's just having the mindset to treat it with respect so it doesn't break. Because like I said, the hair grows, the hair comes out complete. It's just making sure that the hair doesn't dry out and that the hair is not under a lot of stress so it can break. So like I said, I'll put my TikTok and my Instagram so y'all can follow me there. It's easier to post there. And on top of that, you can see more of my hair there. So.